Business is so simple, it's complicated, right? In case you don't know my failure story, I started in the business in 2011. Did okay to get started. I did what I was told. I didn't really have any other options. Just buy these leads, Dave, direct mail. Run these appointments like we teach you, Dave. Okay. And as I became successful, the old adage, success begets success, became true. I started to have an ego. I thought I knew what I was doing, and I did, and had some experience marketing prior to this in my personal training gym that I did well at. And that kind of success led me to start changing the system, changing things up than what I was supposed to do. Little did I know that my decision to make little changes, even little tiny changes, into how we chose who we market to and what product, or I should say what lead piece we marketed to, was the proverbial flushing of the bowl of myself out of the business, right? So what had happened specifically, and why do I share this with you? I think let me hit on that. This business is about fundamentals. You will get tired if you aren't already of me talking to you about fundamentals, but I don't care, because you need to be reminded of it. We are tempted to deviate from what has been proven to be true, and being reminded on a regular basis to follow fundamentals will serve you well, not just as a newbie, but as an advanced practitioner to whatever stage you get to in this career. And always remembering the basics really are what result in your success as a newbie or as an experienced pro. So what had happened to me is somewhere in like 9 months into the business, I started to play with my leads. I started to restrict some of the filters on age. I started getting a little too specific. And so that broad net we try to cast when we do direct mail, just kind of getting anybody who has a low income to respond, I over restricted it. And it ended up that I started not getting the leads that I wanted in the capacity that I needed them to get in order to have the most success. Coupled with that, I started to create my own lead piece. I'm kind of a creative person, I think, at the core of my being, and I wanted to create my own direct mail piece. Although I didn't have the respect for the high likelihood of its failure, nor really the money to sustain it. And those two contributing factors, which really stem from my inflated sense of what I could do, contributed to me failing out of this business. It amplified the frustrations that we all experience as your bank account drains. You get ever more frustrated with the prospects that you see. And it resulted with me failing out of the business and choosing to quit right about the 12-month mark. And I'm thankful for the experience. It was the best thing that happened to me. I needed to be humbled and experience a little humility as a 26-year-old, and realize that even somebody who's had some success in a prior business needs to humble himself or herself, follow the system, and do well. And luckily for me, unlike a lot of people in this business, I had a second chance. And I think that's why it's so important. And in many cases, agents just don't have second chances. They don't believe in the business anymore. And that's why it's so crucial to be reminded to just do what you're told to do. Follow the fundamentals, in other words, because I didn't, and I got lucky. I'm just so inhospitable to working for the man that I had to come back to final expense. I realized for all the complaints about this business, dealing with the people, the chargebacks, the culture of poverty mindset, things that are just inherent in the business to some extent, was way better than working for somebody else, never getting ahead in the job, making paltry income. And so I got over myself and said, okay, I'm coming back and just do what I'm supposed to do. And thank God, after about a year of that, doing part-time, going full-time after my twins were born, they're 9 now, I never looked back. So you got to do what works and do more of what works. And many times that's just continuing the fundamentals, buying more of the same leads that work. You don't need to scale a bunch of different kinds of leads. You need to scale one kind of lead, and you need to be disciplined to that approach. And so as you guys go through your career, whether you're brand new to the business getting started, or whether you're tenured, you've been doing this a while, the fundamentals absolutely matter. Ask yourself, are you following the fundamentals? Are you doing what you're supposed to do? And to me, what are the fundamentals? Are you buying the kind of leads that result in the best kind of opportunities? Fresh, exclusive leads, Facebook leads for telesales, direct mail for face-to-face, or Facebook is fine too. Are you buying enough of those leads? Fundamentally, even if you're buying the right kind of lead, if you don't have the right kind of volume for the amount of work that you want to put in, you're just not going to see the results. You've got to, be some savant to take 20 direct mail leads and close 10 sales if that's your goal, or even 20 direct mail leads to get 15 appointments. There are people who do it in this business, but they're few and far between. It's better to have the volume on your side, right? To contribute the opportunity to realize what you really want. So you have to have the volume side. And are you following really, truly good work ethic habits on a consistent daily basis? Your sole job after these training sessions, of course, is to see the people. Or talk to the people over the phone. You have to execute on that. Your prime directive is to get out there, talk to people about buying insurance every single day you're in the field or on the phone. And you need to spend your honest effort in that sense. You need to be aware of avoidance behavior. What are you doing that's avoiding the pain of prospecting, right? Like some people go to a lunch, and the lunch turns into what could be 5 minutes scarfing down your lunch into an hour-long, 2-hour-long like leisure session, right? A siesta, right? I think that's what they call it. We don't want that. Time's wasting. You're in a fight against the sun to beat it and get to every single one of your leads that you can. Really look at your time management principles. Really, all you should be doing every single day is seeing the people. Yeah, I packed my lunches. I ate between appointments, like quickly. I didn't stop and pull over unless I went to the gas station. I would even go pee at the client's house because I drank a lot of water and stuff. And, it may come off as rude, but that's one less stop I have to make. I can carve out 5 minutes kind of round trip getting out of the car. If I got to do that 5 times a day, that's 30 minutes, right? Close to it. That adds up. That's 2.5 times 4. That's 10 hours a month. That's 10 appointments. Starts to add up if you think about it. Death by 1,000 paper cuts. You just don't eat their food, right? Right. Or just don't eat it all. Yeah, forget eating. Obviously, right? Y'all got to eat. Maybe what is it? The the once a day diet. You could do that. That works too. Lunch is for wimps. Right. Just need to do the fasting diet. What is it called? Intermittent fasting, right? That's what I'm talking about here today, guys. So really prioritize your time. Look at it. I mean, hold yourself truly accountable to the time that you could be spending better. People will look at you like you're a weirdo, like some of you are probably at me right now, but like the stuff adds up, right? Like it's important. You'll miss opportunities by just wasting several minutes of your time. So all in all, to wrap this up before we go into the sales training, do more of what works. And that really just comes down to do more of the fundamentals. They work. Get the right kind of leads. Our recommendations work very well. Get the right amount of leads. Don't just dip your toe in the water and buy, like, if you're telesales, 20 leads when you need to buy closer to 75 to 100. And truly just do what we teach you when it comes to like the training we're going to do. Don't try to figure this stuff out. I'm not saying that you can't do that. It's just that you're likely to make mistakes. Don't reinvent the wheel. Just rely on us because we've coached agents for years, kind of know what works and what doesn't, and we can give you a more surefire straight path towards what you really want, which is money in your bank and the benefits that come from it.